What up, my motherfuckers? Amen. How y'all doing today? I'm doing all right. Weed worshiping as I do. Pothead pontificating. Today, wondering what I'm going to say, what I'm going to share. I have an idea. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the weakness of human perceptions. This is a theory that occurred to me a while ago. And I should warn you, it really fucked me up when it first happened. When I first identified it, I was like, oh my God, what the hell does that mean? But I got through it. I sat down and I analyzed it and I flipped it different ways. And I think I've come to understand what's happening, but I'm getting ahead of myself. So the weakness of human perceptions. In this theory, I'm going to explain to you how your senses lie to you. And what I mean to you is we all have this idea that we live in this objective reality and that we're a member of it and we know what's going on. I suggest to you that's not the truth. But I might be full of shit, you know. I'm just some asshole with weed and high-speed internet. What the fuck do I know? But that doesn't mean I'm wrong. Hear me out. So your senses are incredible, you know. And I'm talking about your primary five senses. Of course, there are a lot of other senses, but our five primary senses, the ones that tell us pretty much everything we think, know, and feel throughout all our lives. Everything you've ever learned and experienced is going to come to you through one of those five senses. Taste, touch, sight, smell, hearing. Everything you experience, everything about existence is fed to us through one of those five senses. They're incredibly important to our existence. Which, when I realized problems with them, it really fucked me up. So the first problem with them is, what are they made of? Well, they're just electrical synapses. So if you have a output device capable of matching that frequency, you can simulate whatever those senses are telling you. We're starting to see this now with advances in cybernetics and stuff, where people are using their mind to manipulate machines. And one of the weaknesses of humans is we keep thinking that we're supreme, like we're important, because that's what our little ids tell us, despite the vast volume of space and reality telling us quite a different story. But again, that's the weakness of human perceptions. It's causing us to over-validate our existence and not being able to perceive the rest of it. Now, you might feel like, well, that's bullshit. You can trust your senses. Of course you can. It's everybody trusts your senses. But they deceive us in a lot of ways. And one of the easiest ways you can prove this to yourself is just by observation. So you, I, most educated people on the planet, we all know that the Earth moves around the sun. We know that once a year it makes that cosmic orbit and a new year of man begins. That's our reality. We live it, we love it, and it is what it is. But it's really fucking weird that your senses don't tell you that. Really fucking weird. You cannot go out on any night of the year using just your five senses and prove to yourself that the Earth is moving around the sun. Your senses will tell you the exact opposite every fucking time. Your sense of touch will tell you that the Earth you're on is not moving. Your sense of taste is absolutely useless in this scenario. Hearing, although we are discovering there's sound out there in space, we don't have the capacity to detect it with our limited hearing. Our most powerful sense is our ability of sight. And sight will tell you every fucking time that sun and moon are moving around us. It's really weird that our senses would lie to us like that. And I'm not going to lie, when I first recognized that, oh boy, it fucked me up, because I am a man of science. Although I talk a lot about God and religion and this, that, and the other, honestly, my science or my faith is science. Physics is my God. Um, I do believe in a higher intelligence, but that's an esoteric uh, ideal. I view the rules of physics and the laws of our reality to be the only voice of God we're ever going to hear, and we can know them and learn them, or fall victim to them. So it really fucked me up when I realized that my senses were deceiving me about the nature of my reality. I couldn't rectify that for a couple of years. I mean, I fell down a deep, dark rabbit hole there for a while. I was trying to talk to people that I cared about, to get feedback, and the nature of my id has just driven everybody away. So it is what it is. But I kept analyzing it and kept trying to understand what the fuck is going on. Why the fuck are my senses deceiving me like this? And because I kept trying to come at it from a sort of evolutionary genetic standpoint, I kept trying to find a genetic cause for it. I could find a lot of non-genetic causes for it, genetic manipulation and trying to turn us into slave species and all these other phobias. But I was trying to find a scientific basis for why my senses might deceive me about the nature of my universe. And well, figured it out. Actually, it's incredibly important that we don't have the perceptions of our galaxy and our universe. Because if we did, we'd just be terrified shit little babbles on the rock. I mean, if we could see all the shit that's going on out there in the deep space and flying around planet, we wouldn't get out of bed. We just lay on the ground and die, thinking that everything is hopeless. But the way our senses deceive us, we actually put solid validity into the existence that we're having instead of recognizing it as the blip in the sand it really is. Like, on the big end, we're looking at 100 years or so. Most of that probably won't even be good life. And, we overvalidate what that is because we can't perceive the enormity of our existence. And I think that's why our senses lie to us, is to hide the frailty of our reality. I don't know, man. I'm just a pothead smoking weed. It's been a long time since I took a puff, so I'm gonna go hit a bowl. Love you always and forever. Stay amazing. Puff, puff, pass.